Village by-elections look set for next Saturday, the 8th of December, as some villages can't fill the quota for each council. 7 villages has been called for nominations, receiving only 2 villages with the right quotas. Avasela needed 1 nomination for their vacant seat, receiving Roy Pavihi as the only nomination. Hakupu village required 2 vacant seats, receiving 2 with Scan Misiapo and Paitland Silingi. Tamagotonga leaves 1 vacant seat uncontested, and Liku also left 2 vacant seats with no candidates nominated. Lakepa had 4 vacant seats and 2 candidates, Timothy Mangawa and Sione Beltungiavalu. Namukulu has 5 vacant seats, only 3 candidates, Kilimana Hilingutu, Mokavesili Pitoa and Talaia Makaya. Mutala with 2 vacant seats look set to contest theirs on Saturday the 8th with 4 candidates, Maureen Milikitama, Ituata Sietu, Donna Sione Holo and Inangalu Rakafi. Each village around the island requires 5 members for each village council. Candidates have also been given a chance to withdraw their names by this Friday at midday. Niue Fire Services Department has a new truck. Last week, Honourable Premier Toke Talangi received the much-needed truck from Australian High Commission in Wellington. The handover ceremony took place in Auckland with the representative from the Australia High Commission's office in Wellington, Mr. Charlie Jebb, handing Premier Talangi the truck for the island. Mr. Jebb was reported to say the fire truck would improve emergency responses capabilities in Niue. He said Australia was pleased to support the provision of the rescue firefighting vehicle for Niue. The fire truck will contribute to transport infrastructure in Niue and ensure the airport can effectively respond to emergency situations. The truck represents a significant enhancement for the airport, enabling the airport to lift its safety standards. The project, co-funded by New Zealand, will support tourism development initiatives and improve air transport services on Niue. The fire truck, due to arrive in Niue in January 2013, is expected to support Niue International Airport for the next 15 to 20 years. Niue Telecoms is continuing its development of their communications channels, and new Christmas rates are sure to please many on the island. Director of Post and Telecoms, Julie Hacker, said the department has recently completed a project on the southern side of the island that will benefit many. The Avasele Tower allows those on the southern side to access the mobile network, but it also opened a marine channel crucial to safety at sea for many fishermen and other activities. The department will look at work on the northern side of the island come the new year. Mr. Hacker said there are also products introduced recently to the network to increase efficiency within communications, like that of computerized calling networks that allows operators to assist customers and identify callers. The major changes to calling rates, also with negotiations completed with overseas providers, has allowed Telecoms to introduce better calling rates for the island. An example of one of the rates is a flat rate of 99 cents calling to Australia and New Zealand for all hours of the day instead of the peak and off-peak structure previously in place. Other islands have also benefited from the introductions of the new rates. Just a reminder, all new calling rates will begin this Saturday, the 1st of December. 2 close neighbours of Niue are having a water crisis with water rationing programs in place. Cook Islands have not had consistent rain for a few months, which have forced the Ministry of Infrastructure and Planning to meet stakeholders to discuss ways the island can monitor and ration its water supply. Rain in the past few days has provided some relief, but the long-term forecast is for more dry periods. Cook Islands, for the moment, are managing but have implemented a number of water conservation practices from the agriculture sector to the tourism industry. Rarotonga's project to fit every household with a water tank has just commenced. In Samoa, closer by, up to 5,000 people in the capital, Apia, have been limited to 6 hours of water in the morning and another 6 hours in the evening. The Samoa Water Authority said water supplies were low due to unpredictable weather patterns. Samoa is not getting the rainwater at the time expected. Also, the frequency has altered tremendously. Instead of getting rain spread out through a period of 4 to 5 months, Samoa now gets sheets of rain in 1 to 2 months. The natural reserves in the mountains are not holding these well. In the meantime, the Water Authority has asked residents to limit the water they use. Government report says it's not very comfortable, but it's the best they can do. Samoa was forced to ration water in October last year after a similar shortage gripped the country. As for Niue, during this drought watch period, Niue Water Division said they are monitoring the water levels, but advised the public to ensure water is used diligently and must be mindful of wasted water. And to end our news bulletin for tonight, Pacific Island countries are calling for a second 5-year commitment period under the Kyoto Protocol. They unite with the Alliance of Small Island States, or AOSIS, in Doha, Qatar, to negotiate this as the first commitment period runs out at the end of this year. UN representative from Solomon Islands, His Excellency Ambassador Colin Beck, said the Pacific need as of the 1st of January to see credible second commitment reduction levels, as the key to our survival in the Pacific is an ambitious reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. He said the problem facing the Pacific is beyond the Pacific to address. It needs a global solution, and this is where we need to work with everybody that wants to work to save humanity. A second commitment period under the Kyoto Protocol will help bring the level of greenhouse gas emissions to a peak before the year 2020 to limit global warming below 1.5 degrees, the goal behind the Alliance of Small Island States. Another issue the Small Island States is concerned with is that leadership has not been forthcoming from regional players such as New Zealand. The fact the New Zealand government has not committed to a legally binding agreement on the Kyoto Protocol has been disappointing for the Alliance of Small Island States. Negotiations opened in Doha, Qatar, at the 18th Conference of the Parties to the UNFCCC. It has already been a busy week for the Pacific as they strategize and plan a way forward as part of the Alliance of Small Island States. That's our news bulletin for this evening. Good night.